Hello everyone, how's it going? This is Faster Auto Keys, and in today's video we're going to go over how to change the battery on your aftermarket BMW key. As you can see here, these are some of the most common aftermarket keys used for BMW, and we're going to go over in order how to change the battery on every single one of these. If by any chance you're interested in a new aftermarket key, you're welcome to check us out at fasterautokeys.com. Or if you have an uncut key from another seller, you can mail it to us and we'll be happy to cut it. One of the best things that we're able to do on top of this is that you are able to buy a cut key from us, or you can mail us an uncut key and we'll cut it for you using a photo of an existing key blade. As you can see, this is an example of a photo of a cut key. If you can mail us a photo like this, we're able to cut a key and have it shipped straight to your house. You don't have to mail us an original key and risk losing it or go through any single kind of issue like that. All you have to do is just send us a picture and we can make you a key. With that out of the way, let's go over how to change the batteries. And the main tool you're going to need is a flathead screwdriver, and on some of these keys it's going to be good to have a towel. Let's go ahead and begin and start with the first key here. This is the first key here, and this is known as the diamond shaped keys. These keys do not have rechargeable batteries unless you specifically went out of your way to buy an aftermarket key with a rechargeable battery. The battery that this type of key uses is a CR2025 battery, and this will require a towel, and I'll go over why. Essentially, to open this key you can use a flathead screwdriver. I normally do it around here, and you're just going to pop the key casing open, and once you pop it open and the battery is changed, it will snap in place. But we recommend using a towel, because if you're trying to open this type of key and you're just kind of prying against it trying to get it to open, if you slip, this is going to hurt a lot. That's not something that is worth risking. So if you get yourself a towel and you just fold it a bunch of times with your other hand, just hold on to the key, and then you can go ahead and have it open so that if you slip or do something wrong, you're not going to stab yourself. So as you can see, I have the flathead screwdriver here. Just going to find an indentation, kind of wiggle it back and forth, and there we go. We have it opened just like that. And now you can see the remote inside as well as the transponder chip. Now that we have the remote out here, if you flick it to the back, all you have to do is pry the battery out just like that, and if you want to change it, you can go ahead and put the battery in just like that. And when you have to put everything back together, just align it into the board, as you can see right here. Very simple. And then just get the other half of the key and then just kind of snap it in place. There you go. Make sure that all the sides are closed, and as you can see, the key is back to the way it is. It's a very easy process, but I definitely recommend this towel so that you don't stab yourself on this type of key. This next key here is known as the F30 Flip Key. As you can see, the blade flicks out right there. To change the battery on this type of key, there's going to be an indentation, as you can see right there in the corner, and that's where you can put your flathead screwdriver, and then you can open it. And there we go. We now have this out of the way. And to change the battery, this requires two CR2016 batteries. As you can see, there's two of them. I've seen some where they just have a single 2032 battery, but if you have two 2016 batteries, I will go with that. And if you have a single battery, go with that. But most of these have two batteries inside, and the process is exactly the same. You just want to pry out the battery, get them removed, and then just slide the new ones in place. Once you're good to go, go ahead and place the remote. As you can see, there's a little indentation right here, and there's a hole, so you want that to align together. Just like that. As you can see, it's back in place. Push the back piece into the casing, and now to put the cover, I would normally start from this right here, the front end, and kind of work your way back. And then kind of check and make sure that it's closed and it's not like severely popping out or anything. And that's how you're able to change the battery on this type of key. This is the next key, and this is known as the Bentley Style Key. It is a flip key, and it does follow a design similar to Bentley keys. In order to change this one, you're going to have to pry it from this back section right here. The back cover will come off near the top of this key with a flathead screwdriver. Just kind of get this key open just like this, and as you can see, the cover comes off. You can now pry it out, and this will use, I believe it's a single CR2032 battery. Yeah, that's the case for this key right here. And it slides out just like the other key. And to put it back, again, there's a hole right there on the remote. There's another hole. Make it align with the pieces inside the key. And one more thing to note, if this key or this one right here is not able to turn on the car for whatever reason, check to make sure that the transponder chip is not rattling inside. Most of these keys at the very top has like a little indentation where you can slide the transponder in place. And if by any chance maybe you dropped the key, it took a hard fall and the transponder slid out of it, at that point the car might not be able to read the transponder, so it's no longer able to start it. And that should be able to resolve the issue. So let's put this one back, try to get it in place where it was before. Again, from the holes, we have one right there, and this one's being a little stingy, but we almost got the other one in. There we go. We now have them both where it's supposed to be, and at that point you can just put the cover back and it will snap in place. Make sure that it's snapped in place everywhere, and that is it for this type of key right here. This is the very last key, and this is known as E90 Flip Key. The design is very similar to the keys that E90 BMWs used. We don't sell these ourselves. We don't like it too much because it's kind of hard to put the blade back in place. You kind of have to put your finger into it so that it will click and close like that. And then to change the battery, this one's the hardest out of all of these. I'll be using the towel for this one, and essentially all you have to do is get it in this position, and with your flathead screwdriver, go ahead and work your way through, pry the edges apart of the key, and then once you got it going, you can go ahead and open the key, and it's going to do that. Thankfully it's not going to completely unwind itself, but as you can see, this is also where the transponder is on this type of key. And we now have the remotes, and it's very similar to the remote on that first key. Same process, you just slide the battery out and then you slide the new one back in place. And now to put it back, just kind of put it back where it was originally, align it. As you can see, it kind of clips into place so it doesn't move anymore. And at that point you can just close the case together. And as you can see, it's back to the way it was, and we now have the battery changed in this type of key. Alright, that is it. How to change the battery on your aftermarket key. Again, if you could take one thing from this, consider using a towel so you don't stab yourself when you're opening the case. And unlike an original BMW key, all of these are not rechargeable, so they can easily be changed. And the good thing is that all of these cases, they snap back into place. It's not like an original BMW key that is glued together and you have to essentially destroy the shell just to get the battery changed. There might be a possibility after you change the battery that you have to reprogram it to the BMW. And essentially with these keys, there are plenty of videos online that go over the process, but you have to put the key into the ignition, flick it to the 1 position, flick it back, remove the key, press and hold the unlock button and press the lock button 3 times, and then once the lock cycle, the key is programmed to the BMW, and then you immediately have to press and hold the unlock button and press the lock button 3 times with any other keys you have so that they're all programmed at the same time. If you just program one remote to your BMW and then you didn't program the other remotes, it will only remember that one remote and it will forget the others. And one thing to note, on some of these aftermarket keys, you might have to press the lock button up to 5 times. So if you press it 3 times and it doesn't do anything, That might be the reason why you might have to press the lock button 5 times, and then it will program to the vehicle. That's it. I hope this video helped you out. And again, if you're interested in any of these keys, or you need a mail as a key to have it cut, check us out at fasterautokeys.com. We're able to provide the key and a cutting service at the convenience of your house without having to drive anywhere or paying outrageous amounts of money to have it cut. That's it for this video. Once again, I hope you have a good one.